Welcome inside Sunday NFL Countdown. I'm Sam Ponder with Randy Moss, Rex Ryan, Teddy Bruschi, Matt Hasselbeck. It is National Tight Ends Day, or as I like to say around here, National Complaining Day, because all they do is, why don't I have a day? Why isn't there a wide receiver day? Why isn't there a coach day? Where's the linebacker day? It's quarterback day every day, so they
How
can't
about an
say
average
anything.
coach day? Can we have one of those? Can we have one of those?
No.
You wouldn't be in.
No, you wouldn't. It's Insiders Day, okay? Can we celebrate our insiders? Chris Mortensen and Adam Schefter. Happy National Tight End Day. I don't even know what it means, guys, but take it away.
Well, happy National Tight End Day to you, and happy Christian McCaffrey Day, because Christian McCaffrey's had a whirlwind week, being traded to San Francisco on Thursday night, flying to the Bay Area on Friday, and today making his 49ers debut against the Kansas City Chiefs team. The 49ers have a package of plays in the game plan for him. Now, when they traded for him on Thursday night, they thought it was unlikely he would play, but because of his football IQ, which the Rams thought, he is the Cooper Cup of running backs, he was able to pick it up quick enough, and he will be out there today, Mort. And Russell Wilson will not be out there today for the Denver Broncos. The hamstring injury bothered him enough and slowed him enough during practice this week that Broncos head coach Nathaniel Hackett decided on Friday night not to play Wilson, who did want to play in this particular game. With Wilson sidelined, the Broncos will turn to Brett Rippon, who poses a different kind of challenge to the Jets in his one NFL start. Back in 2020, he beat the Jets back then.
Let's talk about a couple quarterbacks who are coming back, including Tua Tagovailoa for the Miami Dolphins. 24 days since he suffered that concussion against the Bengals. Visited a neurologist, second opinions. Cleared concussion last Saturday. He'll play. One thing that Mike McDaniel is going to try and do is give him a little bit quicker escape outlet, because he usually has this trouble when he tries to extend plays. Something Nick Saban said at Alabama about Tua, something he has to clean up. And then with the Dallas Cowboys, yes, Dak Prescott is back after missing the last 5 games. Had that hand surgery September 12th. He had a good week of practice. He said one thing that happened very positively for him, besides healing up, is that watching Cooper Rush play and how the Cowboys played offense, he had a good reminder. Football is actually a simple game. Yeah. So there we go, Sam.
Well, maybe it will be against that Lions defense today. We'll see how they show up. Thanks, guys. It's time to get to our opening kicks. What you are most excited to see today, Matt, kick us off.
Well, I'll pick it up right there with the insiders are saying. I'm most excited to see Dakota Rain Prescott back in action the ball against the worst defense in the NFL, Rex. I expect to see good throws. But this is interesting to me. Look for runs to the right more than to the left. He's got the bad thumb. The most dangerous thing could be, yes, going to the ground, but also handing the ball off. And Zeke Elliott, you don't want him to take your thumb with you when you take that handoff. So look for play actions both ways, but more runs to the right than to the left.
Man, Sunday night football. Yeah, Tua is back for the Miami Dolphins. Well, what is this offense going to look like? Well, who knows? But one thing is for sure. You've got Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle on your offense. Top 5 in wide receiver in yards. So today what I'm looking for, or tonight what I'm looking for, Yak yards have to show up big for this offense and this quarterback. Can't wait to see it. Tua, welcome back, my man.
What a great combination of receivers right there. You know who doesn't have those receivers? This guy right here, Aaron Rodgers. By the way, he doesn't have any protection. His hands hurting and all that. They rank 20th in the league in pass protection. Last 3 years, they rank number 1. One thing they can do, they're 6th in the league in rushing. Unfortunately, they don't run the ball enough. How about we get back to ground and pound a little bit? There, give it to Quadzilla, Aaron Jones, and you're going to be more efficient. We got to protect our quarterback better. One way to do that, run the football, work your play action when you get a little more separation. Come on, Aaron Rodgers.
Fellas, that's a lot of quarterback talk right there, because what day is it, Sam?
National Tight
That's
Ends
National Tight Ends Day. You got 2 superstar tight ends going at it in the Chiefs and the Niners. Travis Kelce, the swag, the dance, the yards, the touchdown. Go ahead, buddy. Yes, Travis Kelce and the power, okay, of George Kittle. Settle Miedo, that's right. He is back now. Jimmy Garoppolo hitting him. Settle Miedo, settle Miedo, settle Miedo. No fear. That's the way he plays. The power of Kittle, okay? The swag of Kelce. Here it comes. National Tight Ends Day. Coming at you.
just rolled right off the
Right.
tongue, Teddy. Very, very impressive.
Everybody has an opinion as to the kind of game that Kellen Moore should call.
Yeah.
What say you with Dak back?
Well, I still think they should be a very balanced football team, Hannah, in terms of run and pass, and really rely on the fact that the run game, getting it going, really does benefit Dak. But I will say this. Look, I've been one of those people who believes that, the formula should remain the same, that it should be a complementary football style of attack. But let's be honest here. Third down, red zone, this is the kind of this football team has struggled without him. They need to produce more points. They need to be more efficient as far as their situational football execution is concerned. And he is a guy who can make the difference. He's a guy who can make those 4 to 5 to 6 plays a game that really Cooper Rush cannot. And that's what they need him to do in order for this team to take another step. Because if he can do that, combined with the defense, combined with the fact that this team can play complementary style, they'll be there in the end. You just need to be patient with him. He hasn't played in a little while. Let's just see how he feels right now. It's a great game to come back against this defense that has struggled against the run, the pass, and every situational aspect of the game. But be patient with him, but he should elevate this offense over the next 2 months.
Yeah, I mean, the Lions are really the worst defense in the NFL in terms of points, yards per play, any category, any metric.
Yep.
You'll be back with Loose Clues in a bit. We'll see you then. Me too. Loose Clues. My advice, find a 24-hour Dunkin' Donuts in Vegas. I don't know, just going out on a limb. There probably is one. This is the final drive. We're approaching NFL countdown, top of the hour. So do the Bucs bounce back in a big way today against the Panthers? Well, nothing seems certain this season, in which Tom Brady has faced scrutiny on a number of levels. It's a game that does feel like a must-win for the Bucs. They've dropped 3 out of 4, facing a Panthers team in flux, an interim coach, a quarterback carousel, and of course, they just sent Christian McCaffrey to the Niners. Here is Jenna Lane with more.
Bucs quarterback Tom Brady told me these losses are keeping them up at night. They are thinking about them throughout the day, while outside linebacker Shaq Barrett said, Rome isn't burning, but it might be smoldering. Offensively, they've got to shore up Brady's interior protection, and they can't get behind early on downs. And on defense, it's all about third down. The Bucs have surrendered 42.5% of their third down plays of 7 yards or more. That's the most of any team in the NFL.
Jenna, thanks. The Bucs just 3-3 this season. First time since 2012 a team led by Tom Brady doesn't have a winning record through 6 games. And if they lose to the Panthers today, it'd be the first time his team has a losing record through 7 games since way back in the day, 2002, when the Pats missed the playoffs. Jay.
Hannah, Colts and Titans is the only one of the 14 games in Week 7 that includes both teams that have a winning record this season. FPI gives the Colts a 57% chance to win the AFC South if they win today. Tennessee's won 3 straight after starting 0-2. Kimberly Martin on Derrick Henry's approach to this matchup.
Much of the talk here in Nashville has centered on Derrick Henry and why he hasn't looked like the King Henry of old. He led the league in rushing in 2019 and 2020, but now he's 10th on that list, even behind quarterback Lamar Jackson, and he's averaging 3.9 yards a carry. So when I spoke to Henry on the phone this week, I asked him, why haven't we seen the same home run carries that we're used to seeing from you? And he said, everybody on the outside is panicking. I get it. I get the expectation. But if we just work to improve, everything will play out the way we want it to. He said their focus has to be on getting better. The Titans have to work hard. And if they do what they need to do, they'll be just fine.
Going deeper into the numbers, Henry averaging just 1.5 yards before contact per rush, which is ranked 50th out of 51 qualifiers. And today he's got to take on a Colts defense, which allows just over 2.5 yards before contact per rush, which is in the top 10 in the AFC, Hannah.
Well, Jay, 2 young quarterbacks meet today when Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars host Daniel Jones and the Giants. And while Saquon is having a resurgent season, helping the G-men to a 5-1 record under Brian Daboll, the Jags boast a multifaceted running game. And even though Trevor Lawrence has struggled under pressure, some believe that the 2-4 Jags are closer to the Giants than their record would suggest. And those would be the folks in the desert who have the Giants as underdogs going into Jacksonville today. Here's Jordan Renan with more.
The 5-1 Giants are underdogs against the 2-4 Jaguars. Huh? I asked running back Saquon Barkley about that this week, and he told me the players are not blind to it. They see that they're considered underdogs pretty much every week, even against the Jaguars. Some of the players, they even relish the opportunity to be viewed as underdogs. Outside linebacker Jihad Ward, he told me he likes it. He said, look at the Cincinnati Bengals from last year. And what happened to them? They made it to the Super Bowl.
Thanks, Jordan. Well, this season, the Giants have used the play action at the second highest rate in the NFL, and Daniel Jones has capitalized, ranking second in the league in total QBR, fourth in completion percentage on those play action passes. Meanwhile, the Jags defense, they have held opposing quarterbacks to the fifth lowest QBR on play action.
Hannah, Chargers Seahawks features the most efficient QB in the NFL. Not Justin Herbert, Geno Smith. He's 0-1 for his career versus the Chargers, but all 3 wins this season have been his first in his career against that opponent, so watch the trend. As for Herbert, he needs 1 TD pass to become the 4th player in NFL history with 80 passing TDs in his first 40 career games. Lindsey Theory on what's been powering the Bolts.
Staying together and figuring it out. That's what Chargers coach Brandon Staley told me has been the key in turning a 1-2 start into a 3-game win streak. A win over the Seahawks would give the Bolts their first 4-game win streak since 2018. And quarterback Justin Herbert, coming off a performance in which he threw 57 passes but did not throw a single touchdown pass, could have a potential key target back in the mix. Receiver Keenan Allen told me that he has high hopes returning against the Seahawks since being sidelined for the last 5 games because of a hamstring injury. And the Bolts could use all the help on offense they can get because kicker Dustin Hopkins is out because of a hamstring strain.
Thank you, Lindsay. If Keenan Allen plays, the biggest benefit for the Chargers will be on 3rd down. Since the start of the 2017 season, Allen leads the NFL in receptions on 3rd down. He has nearly 2,000 receiving yards on the, quote, money down, trailing only Cooper Kupp for most in the NFL.
Well, it's time, America, for what you've all been waiting for all morning long.
They have.
It is Lose Clues with Louis Riddick. Let's start with this matchup. Is there a postseason award for most surprising player in the NFL? I don't know, because Geno Smith would totally have that. What's your clue here?
Hannah, I will say this. We went out there in the preseason to see the Seattle Seahawks, and people laughed at me when I said this football team is building a giant out here, and they just needed to figure out the quarterback position. Well, Geno Smith has figured it out, folks. If you saw him 2 weeks ago down there in New Orleans, you saw some of the passes this young man was throwing. This offense is explosive. DK Metcalf, look, Kenneth Walker the third now, just absolutely ripping it up. Tyler Lockett. This team is producing explosive plays at a amazing clip, and the Chargers are giving them up. Look for the Seahawks to really stamp themselves on the league today. When you're looking at this game here, when you're looking at the Indianapolis Colts against the Tennessee Titans, figure this, the Colts have kind of flipped their whole philosophy upside down. This is a pass-first football team now. Matt Ryan is putting the ball in the air. I know Jonathan Taylor is coming back today, but this football team on the perimeter, they can beat anybody with their weapons, with Michael Pittman Jr. And remember this name, Alec Pierce, the rookie out of Cincinnati. He's starting to come on, folks. He's one of the most dynamic players in the NFL at the wide receiver position. Then lastly, this game. This game is interesting because I think when you think about the Chiefs and the 49ers, automatically you think about Patrick Mahomes, you think about Jimmy Garoppolo. This game is about physicality, especially for the Kansas City Chiefs defensive line. They need to match San Francisco's offensive line and their run game blow for blow. You know this team is going to get a boost. Now, with Trent Williams coming back, and Christian McCaffrey, when he's healthy, there isn't anybody better.
Yeah.
So Kansas City needs to go ahead and really establish their physicality in this football game today.
And 4 starters